hangry. It's when you get annoyed and irritated by almost everything because you haven't had anything to eat. Why does it happen? Nanotech scientist Michelle Dickinson is here to tell us. Michelle, good morning.
Good morning.
This isn't just craziness. It is a scientific fact that this happens.
So, yes, stress hormones can be released, including things like cortisol and adrenaline, when you have low blood glucose or your brain detects low blood glucose, making you maybe respond in a different way, specifically with your partner or your friends, people you're close to.
Oh, is that right? So you specifically target the ones you love?
Well, better than this, there was a scientific study that proved this by giving spouses voodoo dolls of their partner, measuring the amount of blood glucose that they had, and measuring how many times they poked it with a pin.
Oh, really?
So apparently, yes.
Oh, it's a wonderful thing, science, isn't it? All right, so it happens, but not to everyone.
Not to everyone, and, well, if you eat correctly, it shouldn't happen, right? So if you're eating complex carbohydrates and high protein, so you don't have massive sugar highs in your brain.
So if you've got a stockpile of the right things, you should be able to go for quite a long period of time without eating, without getting angry.
Right. And if you eat regularly, and you eat well, it shouldn't hit you. It's when you have high sugar dose diets, you're eating lots of junk food maybe, and you go for periods without food. Then you get these peaks and troughs, your blood glucose level drops, your brain has a bit of a panic attack. It sends out systems saying, number one, put more blood glucose into the system. It can do that through your adrenal glands by putting out adrenaline and cortisol. It can also stop parts of your brain from working as well. So your brain is only 2% of your body weight, but consumes 20% of your energy, mostly of which is in glucose.
That doesn't seem fair, does it?
So it consumes it in glucose, whereas some of your other organs can take other nutrients as energy sources.
Right.
And so it really needs that glucose, which is what you break down when you eat your food. And so then it starts to shut down certain systems, and the frontal cortex of your brain controls your energy, your response to different situations, and your emotions. So, yeah.
So there we have it. I am not a scientist.
Really?
I am, however, I'm just going to ignore the fact that you said that with a certain, I think, tone. I am, however, a genius. And I have hypothesized that the reason this happens, right, as some sort of protection mechanism is because if you go back a long way, when we only used to eat because we used to grab something from the air or run something down, wrestle it to the ground and tear it to pieces, is because the hungrier we get, the angrier we get, the more aggressive we get, the more likely we are to wrestle something to the ground and eat it.
Okay, I will take your genius comment and state you are slightly correct, but not totally.
Yes! Yes!
And so if you date us back to caveman species, right, the thing is, if you are hungry, you do need to survive and you need to eat food. There's a Y receptor in our brain, which we know has been stimulated. They've done detections on the amount of this Y receptor in the spinal column. So if you are hungry, you are more aggressive because you want to fight not the animal, but other humans for the meal.
For the food they've got.
Right. And so
Jim wasn't even hungry, but he's wrestled something to the ground. Him and his family are halfway through it. I haven't eaten for ages. I'm angry. I go over there. I kill Jim, kill his family, eat his food.
Extreme case, yes.
But roughly on...
I think there's a difference between angry and just being, mentally deranged. Right.
Yeah, okay.
So, no, we're not on that. And so it's a survival mechanism to make sure that you are still fighting for your food, but actually fighting the competition, not actually wrestling your food. And also it's shown that depending on your cultural background, so if anger is allowed in your society, you're more likely to be hangry.
So the advice here is, don't go for too long without food.
And eat complex carbohydrates, high protein diets, don't eat a lot of junk food, you'll be fine.
And also maybe if you're going to have a bit of a issue with a partner or a family member,
get a voodoo doll,
or get
stick the pin in, and just be nice. You have the choice of your emotions. Just be nice.
Oh, you're sounding like Jason Gunn now. Michelle, thank you so much. Michelle Dickinson back again very soon with more wonders from the world of science.